Zillow just downgraded their latest housing market forecast for 2024. They now believe that existing home sales will decrease to a 29-year low, the lowest level since 1995. On top of that, they revised downward their forecast for home prices as well, because they believe that home values overall nationwide will actually decrease in 2024. I have a lot to share in today's video. Let's go ahead and begin. So here's our actual report just announced a couple of days ago for the month of April. It says Zillow forecasts of home values and existing home sales, excluding brand new home construction, were both revised downward this month. Zillow's home value forecast now anticipates for a growth rate of 0.6% this year. So 2024, they believe that home values will increase by 0.6%, but overall, over the next 12 months, to decrease by 0.9%. So this gain of 0.6% in 2024 is down from last month's projection, a gain of 1.9%. So quite a bit different that 1 month ago, which I tried to find their forecast from 1 month ago, but they actually deleted it on their website. I couldn't find it. They were projecting that home values were increased by about 2%. Now they're anticipating for only an increase of 0.6%. This is pretty astonishing given the fact that, because according to Zillow's housing market forecast for the month of April, they noted that home values actually increased by 4.4% compared to April 2023. So because of this, because prices are up by 4.4%, if they believe that home values will only increase by 0.6%. So they're basically saying here is that home values will decrease quite a bit in the second half this year, given the fact that we're still up by 4.4% year over year right now. This is also much slower than the pre-pandemic average annual increase of around 5% as well. I'll provide the reasonings for this here in a little bit. Let's first talk about home sales, because it actually got revised downward as well. So Zillow is now forecasting for 4,050,000 existing home sales this year, down from last month's projection of 4.10 million. Should that materialize, this would reflect a 0.9% decrease on a year-over-year basis. Now, here's something I put together. I've been sharing this with you guys for, I don't know, several months, maybe even years. I looked at the total number of existing home sales per the National Association of Realtors. So just taking a walk down memory lane, in 2021, we had 6,120,000 home sales nationwide. At that time, that was the highest level since 2006. In other words, a 15-year high. In 2022, that decreased to 5,030,000. Then 2023, very big change. So at that time, that was the lowest level of home sales since 1995, or a 28-year low. So in a span of just 2 years, we went from a 15-year high down to a 28-year low. So now their new forecast is only 4,050,000 sales this year. That would be a 29-year low, the lowest level since 1995. Therefore, it's actually even lower than the Great Recession. So for example, in 2008, we had 4.1 million home sales. Now they're forecasting 4.05 million. The lowest level since 1995, when back then we had 3.8 million home sales. And again, of course, we have tens of millions of people living in the United States right now compared to 1995. So pretty astonishing to see that we have, close to levels in 1995, even though we have, millions more people living in the US right now. So in any case, if we have 4.05 million sales this year, that'd be a decrease of 1% from last year's levels, and also down by 24% from 2019. On top of that, I actually looked at the median number of home sales since the year of 2000. We have approximately 5,292,000 is the median number since the year of 2000. This means that if we have 4,050,000 sales this year, that'd be just over 1.2 million fewer home sales this year compared to the long run average. So can you say a low number of home sales, to say the least? And by the way, NAR looks at sales of single family houses, townhomes, condos, and co-ops. obviously excluding brand new home construction, and of course, multifamily as well. Going back to Zillow's report, it says the expected deceleration. This is my least favorite word, by the way. This means that home prices were still rising, but not rising at the same rate in months past or years past. So this expected deceleration in home value growth this year, up by 0.6%, reflects a gradual shift in favor of home buyers. The market has recently seen a notable increase in new for sale listings. That is the measure of people listing their house for sale, which is exactly what I've been sharing with you guys. Specifically, a 15.5% annual increase in April compared to April 2023. That's up from 3.8% in March. This uptick is causing some listings to linger on the market longer, resulting in more negotiating power for home buyers. Every market's different though, right? In my market in Sacramento, California, a lot of houses are selling very quickly and in general getting multiple offers, but not nearly as many offers compared to 2022 though. Every market's different. So far, sales have not caught up with the increase in new listings. So in other words, sales are rising, but not rising at the same length of new listings. So supply outpacing demand, which again, exactly what I've been telling you guys for quite some time. As elevated rates continue to constrain housing demand and hinder housing affordability. We basically have near record low for housing affordability based on data from Redfin that goes back to 2015 due to elevated rates and of course home prices as well. While Zillow expects a mild recovery in sales later this year, due in part to an expectation for lower rates, recent mortgage rate increases have dampened some of those growth expectations. So overall, for the month of May, rates more or less have been on a downward trend. However, when looking at weekly rates from Freddie Mac, it kind of shares a different story here, especially compared to the start of this year. To start the year, according to Freddie Mac, this is on the Mortgage News Daily's website, the average 30-year fix for people with great credit, according to Freddie Mac, was at 6.62%. Then it increased to 7.22% for the week of May 2nd. But ever since then, rates have been coming down from then, and now we're at 7.02%. We also are higher compared to a year ago as well, because a year ago, we were at 6.70%. So rates have increased by about 39 basis points over the past year. Also, based on a new report from Zillow as well regarding home values climbed from the previous month, this is March compared to April, in 50 of the largest metros. So all the metros increased compared to 1 month ago, which is seasonal, by the way. Gains were the biggest in San Jose, California, up by 2.9. And after that, we had San Francisco, Seattle, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and Buffalo, New York. Home values were up from a year ago in 47 of the 50 biggest metros. The biggest gains were San Jose, California, up by 12.5, Hartford, Connecticut, increasing by 12.3, San Diego up by 12%, and also we have Los Angeles and Boston rounding out the top 5. What really catches my attention regarding this is that San Jose, I believe the median sold price is around $1.5 million, so it's notable to see a giant increase of 12.5%. San Diego, they're also just under $1 million, so a very big increase of 12% there as well. In contrast, there's 3 metros that have decreased compared to April 2023. The usual suspects here: New Orleans down by 7%, Austin, Texas down by 3.6%, and after that was San Antonio, Texas down by 1.8%. In regards to house inventory for the month of April, new listings were still down by about 25% compared to pre-pandemic levels, even though they increased by 15.5% year over year. Also, in regards to active listings, this is the amount of houses for sale. There were 18% more listings active this April compared to 1 year ago. Inventory is still down by about 35.7% compared to pre-COVID levels though. In regards to price drops, we're at 22.4% this April. That reduced our asking prices. This is about 5.2 percentage points more compared to a year ago. Also, according to Zillow, new pending listings, a measure of contracts being signed between buyers and sellers, actually increased by 4.4% year over year. This is a little bit different compared to what Redfin's reporting. So for the 4 weeks ended May 12th, a little bit more recent than Zillow's update here, new pending home sales are down by 4.3%, and also at least a 3-year low during the same time frame. In contrast, looking at data from Realtor.com for the month of April, they're reporting that pendings are actually up by 6.3% from April of 2023. In addition, it's still well below 2022's levels and 2021, but coincidentally, higher compared to 2017, 18, and 2019 though. And lastly, an update regarding rents according to Zillow. Rents are now up by 3.6% from last year. Rents are up from a year ago in 48 of the 50 biggest cities. Annual rent increases are the highest in Providence, Rhode Island, up by 7.7. Then we have Louisville, Kentucky, up by 7%. Buffalo, New York, Cleveland, and Hartford, Connecticut, up by 6.2%. In any case, going back to Zillow's forecast here, please leave me a comment below your thoughts regarding this. Home values to increase by 0.6% this year, but to decrease by 0.9% over the next 12 months. On top of that, they believe that we're only going to have just over 4 million existing home sales this year. That'd be the lowest level since 1995. Big decreases, to say the least. But I hope you guys got a lot of value out of today's video. Of course, if you did, please hit the like button. I greatly appreciate that. Of course, I appreciate you. Hope you guys have an awesome day. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.